out here, a very talented European squad, but Eunited looking to cause an upset here in the first match of their PSX event against Luminosity. Luminosity, a team that obviously a little bit different roster than their previous one. They take a lot of the old Rise Nation members and they build a new team around Saints. They look like they have a lot of firepower.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. This team with Looney previously and how they would kind of play. What do you expect going here with Saints? I mean, what is he going to be able to do? What kind of firepower is he going to bring to the team?
Oh, I mean, Saints just brings aggression and just slaying that I feel like, they did not have previously.
He's a different player than Looney.
Completely different player. I mean, Looney plays more for the team. Saints is somebody who is just going to go out there and kill people.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a team that's going to just try and overwhelm people in the slaying department. Classic and Octane and Slack, three just extremely talented players coming over from Rise Nation last year. Rise Nation last year was always in contention to win events.
Yeah.
Saints, an explosive player in his own right. I mean, one of the best players in Ghost, another IW game. You look to see if he can recapture some of that magic.
So you have to think this team coming into the game and from scrims that we've watched are up there in the top handful of teams that have a chance to win this and win events going forward.
I would have said coming into this that I thought Luminosity and FaZe were by far the strongest teams.
Yes, yeah, that would have been my number two. Probably FaZe, then them would have been how I would have looked at it probably.
Yeah, and then I mean number three, it's not really like, I feel like that spot's like completely wide open.
Well, to be fair, you and I hadn't seen a lot of the EU teams play. I tried to capture some of those. I hadn't seen many of the scrims, but I picked Orbit to win the first matchup because they had a talented bunch of people, and now we see them roll and elevate. Who knows how this is going to play out, but it's been exciting this far.
Just thinking off the top of my head, I feel like Renegades is a pretty prepared team, pretty practiced team. I feel like, I expected them to be have a really good showing. I mean, they're still in, but did not perform up to par. And just go through United's roster in case some people just tuning in don't really know the United guys. It's going to be Pac-Man, Accuracy, Legal, and Silly. So a team made up of some very well-known players in the competitive COD community. Pac-Man's been around forever. You look for them to cause an upset here in this match.
So I got to watch them scrim FaZe in a lot of hard points. They got a couple uplinks the other day. It was, I think they stole a hard point and played them tight on one other.
Which I'm looking around. It's pretty impressive. I don't want to tick Clay off, but it's pretty impressive considering they all play from Austin Central.
That's true. Well, I believe they were playing on the host of the Eunited squad, but still, they were a couple close matches, or they got blown out. There was one game I watched that was 250 to 50 from FaZe, which doesn't really happen on hardpoint very frequently. Yeah. So it's interesting to see what they're going to do now on land. Now they're going to try and go up against this Luminosity squad. Yeah. I don't know what to expect really at all.
For me, I feel like this series is either close or it's not close.
A blowout for Luminosity?
I feel like there's that's only the two ways this can go. It's not going to be a hard-fought battle, teams exchanging. It's either United comes in here, shocks everybody, they take this over LG, in a pretty, reasonably commanding fashion, or it's LG just kind of running right through them.
You could certainly see that. Now, since these are our opening matches technically for the group, we're going to be going back to, the similar map set that you saw just previously. The last match.
Very similar because they're the exact same match.
Retaliation Hardpoint, Throwback S&D, Precinct Uplink, Scorch Hardpoint, and Crusher S&D, obviously 4 and 5 if needed. I don't know if we'll get that far, but I'm hoping this will be a hotly contested match. Because even in the blowout we just saw in the last series, that Game 3 was wild.
And I feel like we can talk a little bit about it. I feel like the weapon draft would have been something that favored United. They don't have the luxury of that, obviously. The OSA and the K-Bar are going to be pretty effective on the side of LG. This is a series I could not see Luminosity losing, to be quite honest with you.
You would think in the Roscoe department that's where they're going to get that edge, especially early in a title where that carries you a bit more than it may later in the game. Right now, you got to think that's going to outweigh it. But I'll be interested to see, again, the weapon draft being gone and now the switch. Some players that maybe, you think at this level, professional players, they can basically use whatever gun. But
they can't.
The OSA does kick a little bit more than the rest of them. I mean, we've seen people that have, I think, distinctly been better with that particular gun today, at least for me. I've seen some shooting lasers across map and some struggling a little bit more to control it.
Yeah, some just have a better idea on how to control the recoil on the weapon. I feel like as the weeks go by, leading up to MLG Vegas, I feel like it'll be a weapon everybody will significantly practice and put time in on because there's no reason not to. It's just such a very powerful weapon. Up close and at range if you're able to make these things happen with controlling the recoil. Just taking a look, it looks like everybody is loading in just a little bit late, so we're going to get a restart.
Yeah, we missed a couple of players there, and again, I think there was just an update recently where you had to pick your team as you load it into the game. Now you can do it pre-game. I think some people are just doing it incorrectly still. There's probably some updates coming with regards
Rules
to that.
are pretty difficult to follow.
Yeah, they can be.
Usually when people say, like, you should pick a team before this, it's like people like to rebel. It's like they don't like to do what they're told. So
yeah.
It seems like what we have to be the case here. Players not actually selecting their team.
No,
it's just a bizarre.
It's more of I think a month of doing it one way, and now they have to do it a different way, and not quite switching
but like
over.
it's pretty easy to do.
It is. It's not.
It's like
not
you hit a bumper.
hard.
It's like, well, maybe that's my team. It's like, let me look at everybody else. We're all the same color.
All right,
yeah, that's great. And then we get into the game, but
hoping that we get it right this time, we'll be able to hop right into this best of 5, and this will be the last, I guess, first round match of group play, and we're going to play out the rest of Group B, and then we have 2 more matches for the night. Then going into tomorrow, all we have is our single elimination,
your
2 semifinals, and the final.
Yep,
right?
Your eliminations from groups happen in the morning tomorrow. Essentially your Group A and B decider matches, your semifinals, then your finals, all coming tomorrow.
Yeah, so we had 8 total best of 5s today, 5 tomorrow, so we'll be cruising on through tomorrow, and it's been interesting. I mean, probably going from last year, we had a lot of time in between maps with Ban Protect and a lot of stuff we had to go through. And that has almost been eliminated to nothing now. Is you basically hop map to map. It's just since we're at PSX and we have basically one station here, as we're set up in the midst of this giant event, takes a little time for the guys to get set up here, get all their classes set up and whatnot.
And I will say a lot more lopsided matches today.
Yeah,
well, I feel like a lot of the matches were pretty lopsided.
We've had one game 4, 1 game 5, and the rest 3-0s?
Yeah.
I could have just made that up, but I think that's what we had.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm pretty sure, no, it's been a lot of fast matches, and I feel like it's a little bit to do with, obviously, beginning of the game. Some people pick it up faster than others, and I do feel like this game has actually a pretty high skill ceiling from the standpoint that, like, if you can slay and you can outgun people, like, you are going to win consistently. Like, I feel like this is a lot like Advanced Warfare, where
play fast,
slaying really,
well, you can win.
Yeah, play fast, shoot well, and you're going to win. I feel like this game definitely favors teams that play like that, which is why I picked the Luminosity in this one.
Yeah, certainly that's where they would have the biggest edge. But we're going to be going into Retaliation Hardpoint here shortly. This particular map, I think, honestly, has become maybe my favorite hardpoint, right there with probably Breakout. I love this particular map. I haven't exactly decided why. I think it's because a lot of these hardpoints you actually can set up with a bit of control, spawn people out. You can get a little bit more setups here compared to some of the other maps. But this is one that I don't even think we had in the hardpoint rotation with V1.
No, it was not.
It got added for version 2 as players got to grind a little bit more, try different maps out.
Yeah, I remember seeing the V1 rule set, and then I watched a lot of scrims and whatnot. This was a map that everybody kind of kept coming back to and playing on hardpoint.
Yeah.
And it's one that I think it's probably grown to be my favorite. Like, I just
really
like the way the map looks and the way it flows.
I think that's kind of it for me, too. I just like the look of the map.
Yeah, I just like the way the map flows and looks.
Yeah.
I know you have that back broken hardpoint where you're able to get a lot of time on. And then over in the graveyard as well, if you can rotate early.
Be kind of your money hills.
Yes.
Both of them you can really set up nicely. But looks like they are starting to load in again, crossing our fingers that everyone selects the proper team.
It's also one of the maps where I feel like you get rewarded for actually rotating early as well, where, like, if you rotate early over towards Broken or over towards Graveyard, you'll get a lot of time as well. So I feel like that's why I like it on hardpoint. I feel like it produces a pretty consistent outcome.
All right, we've got everybody in here but one player from the side of LG, and they're going to get there. I have faith. They're going to get there. Octane's just looking back at me, smiling. I got faith in you guys.
How does that happen, guys? Come on, Octane. How does that happen?
They just want to spend longer here at PSX, man. Playing games, having fun.
Well, I mean, if they beat Eunited, they'll be able to spend some more time here. They beat them quick.
It's true. It's true, guys.
Let's
get it together. I'm looking right at you, Slacked.
Listen, if you guys can join the team, you guys are in pretty good shape. No, but look like they had another error actually joining the team. What is this thing? Can we get a camera shot of this thing?
Yes.
Whatever this is.
I don't know
here.
if we have an angle on that, but there is some
sort
of
what that is.
Giant ram, man.
It's like a ram. That is a ram.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like, what I'm describing here doesn't make any sense. Can we somebody get a camera on this ram?
I don't know that we have an angle to actually do that, but
no.
If you believe us, there is a giant ram that is
a big
marching
ram.
around.
He's dancing around.
Now people.
I don't know what he's doing there.
People actually think we're insane now that we can't show this on camera. But let's talk a little bit about Anaheim. We've got it right around the corner, guys. Vegas right around the corner. Anaheim is actually going to be in June.
Anaheim is definitely not around the corner.
We're in Anaheim now, though.
Yep.
But this is going to be a fun event. Anaheim, historically, you've been involved in many, whether as a coach. Have you ever played in Anaheim?
I have been to Anaheim a billion times.
Yeah,
at this point.
imagine.
Whether it's a casting, coach, playing, but I love the Anaheim events all the time. This area is awesome to be around. There's so many things to do. Obviously, the event, the center of it all. Definitely don't want to miss out on Anaheim in June. It's beautiful weather here in California as well.
Hey,
definitely enjoy it.
Guess what?
We have that looks like 8 people in the lobby.
We do.
So we have 8 people. 8 people means we have a game. It'll be United versus Luminosity. It'll be game number 1. It's a best of 5 series. Kicking things off, Retaliation Hardpoint.
All right, well, let's start off here, and it's going to be the Bridge Hardpoint. So, I mean, I've heard mixed opinions from teams, and there's a preferred side they like to kind of lock down or just kind of focus on one and try to make that your own. Have you found there's one that you really prefer?
I feel like at this point in the game, like it's so early, I would not kind of label like one side as the preferred side, so to speak, because like the pros will go home and they'll play it and put a few more hours in, and they'll figure out that the opposite side is really the one that you want. So I feel like this early in the game, especially for Hardpoint, it's way too early to tell which is a favorable side.
Well, as we get set up here with Slack trying to put some shots in, he's going to get caught with a jammer almost immediately. He picks off the face of one in the back. Another in front. Nice shots coming in from Slack as he's able to go on a bit of a 3 spree here. No rotation coming in yet, but 10 seconds left. They're going to start to hit this. Slack has several in front, but will ultimately end up dropping.
Yeah, and I feel like you just saw like the potential of Luminosity there, where Slack just keeps pushing through the hard point, just picking up kills with ease. It's going to be Luminosity taking a lead going into hill number 2. You see the hill spawn, that lower market, and actually nobody set up inside of the hard point at this moment in time. Both teams just avoiding it, which is quite odd. Now you're finally going to see 10 seconds after it pops up, accuracy get inside for Eunited. Let's see if they can hold it down.
Yeah, I mean, what you're trying to do here, you really want to try and get the team to spawn at market, kind of top left corner of your minimap, and have them funnel through that stairwell. You can get a lot of decent time here, actually, if you can get set up with Platt, but right now, no one's been able to get control. No one won that battle on the rotation, and now it's going to be kind of a free-for-all here at mid-map as they try to break in.
Yep, and it'll be nobody getting time. Right now, we'll see Silly, he comes through the garage, he's able to get one, tries to push through, but you see players just flooding in from Luminosity from top bedroom. It's going to be Octane trying to win a fight in the hill. He finally drops, and his classic flies in. So we see nobody getting good time here. Both teams just trading kills back and forth, and it looks like United are going to set up for this next hardpoint in the back grave. They have a fantastic setup. Players watching inside hotel, players watching from that back market, and watching bridge. So they have everything covered. It's just a matter of whether they can win the gunfights or not. Well,
let's switch over and check some of these gunfights as they are going to begin to come in. Legal going to have to deal with it. They don't win anything. Nope. So they get the early rotation, all 3 drop. You can't let that happen. This is one of the hard points that's quote-unquote easy to hold when you rotate early.
They had a perfect setup. They do not win one gunfight. Everybody posted up in perfect position just gets outgunned there, and that is something that cannot happen if you're United. You come in here, the underdogs, you need to play at your top form, and right there, just definitely not showing it as Luminosity comes in, breaks that hard point with ease.
Yeah, some unfortunate timing for the side of LG. This looks like it's going to go right back the other way unless Saints can go huge. He dealt with one, trying to find more. His teammates spawned pretty close, and the fact that he stayed alive was all the difference, so they end up locking it down, but I think he had 3 teammates spawning out and trying to rotate back in.
Yeah, and this is Saints just going huge for the side of Luminosity inside the hardpoint. Locks it down, earns them about 20 or so extra seconds. That is huge in the overall course of the game, and we'll see the next hill come up and back broken. It's going to be Octane trying to get over there for Luminosity. He gets cut down. You see Classic, though, just flies into the hard point. Looking at the minimap, he's the only one there for LG. He's going to get cut down pretty quickly by the side of Eunited. Now Luminosity, they'll be forced to break, but you see the spawns coming in from Eunited all the way down at the back of that bridge. Luminosity needs to cut cross map, kill these players, and then converge onto the point.
Accuracy did a really good job here. You saw him on the minimap. It's at number 6 in the back. He was the one kind of holding the spawns, holding the back, and got that final kill on the last LG member that ended up being the difference to rack up a little bit of time. Good job from Silly then trading out accuracy's death. And even though you saw the last hardpoint all the time go to Saints and Crew and LG, this has been a very solid hold here on the broken rotation for United.
Yep, it'll be Luminosity breaking the last few seconds of this, so they're going to opt not to rotate to the hotel hardpoint early, which I kind of agree with from the standpoint that it's very difficult to actually get a good amount of time in this next hill, just from the way that it just forces these chaotic gun engagements. So Luminosity doesn't rotate early. They give up the first few seconds of this hill to actually get the last 10 or so seconds from the previous hill. So it's a pretty good trade in the overall course of the game.
Yeah, they get right back into things here. And now let's see what does Slack have available. So he's going to have Rewind that he can work with here. He drops so immediately kind of as the pressure comes through. But look, you want to check what's going on with Pac-Man right now?
Yeah, I was just circling in with my pen on my screen, and right now Pac-Man not getting off to the best of starts, 5 and 16. They really need him to step up in this match. You know, in a game of this caliber against Luminosity, if you don't have everybody slaying, you're just not going to be able to win. So Pac-Man a huge part to see if Eunited can make this comeback.
Well, Legal trying to get it done for the squad. Leading all Slayers, the only one positive as well as he's 15 and 10 on a 3 streak. Has a Scarab to work with as well. 200 off of that Trinity Rocket. He's got 2 in front. There's the 200 he needs. Now 100 more for the bombardment. Trying to make plays. You saw 1 on X-Ray to his right, 1 in front as well. The timing is everything here. Unfortunately, going to get cut down from behind. In our game, all but tied. I mean, still a little bit of an advantage for LG, but a nice job climbing back into things from Silly and crew.
Yeah, and Legal there, actually, he gets onto that new hardpoint right as it comes up, and if there's nobody from Luminosity on it, he's actually going to earn that last streak. So Legal there trying to get the points from the beginning, earn those 4 streaks, but you see it's going to be Eunited just keep flooding the hill. It's going to be Luminosity winning these engagements. Now, Eunited, although they bring this back, they still need to do a better job in the slaying department. They need to get some players around even. Right now, Legal, the only one sitting at positive. I feel like they've just done a good job, like taking the beginning of hills, and then towards the end, like they haven't really gotten really like a good consistent hold, and they're going to need to do that if they're going to take this against LG.
He tries to pop the camo there, Matt, and break in. Doesn't really provide much. I thought he was going to try and run through and maybe shoot from behind, as you know how long that camo can last and what plays you can make, but not able to do it. So still up 40 for LG. Is that all it's been for the most part? It's just the slaying advantage right now is kind of what's getting it done when it's that lopsided?
Yeah, I mean, when it's this lopsided, how often are you going to lose a respawn game mode with the slaying this lopsided? Sure. I mean, it's really rare that it happens. Eunited keeping in the game right now just because they're doing a fantastic job just getting some control early and late, and I feel like that's where they're earning most of their points.
Well, they need Pac-Man. If he's going to struggle in the slaying department, maybe pick up more time in the hard point, because you can see he's not doing it right now with time, right? He's usually that AR player, not the aggressive player around the hard point, but they can use him to come up big here. Let's go back to his POV for a bit, see what he's able to do here with the OSA. We'll take a look at the class. He's got active camo, and not as stacked of a class as we've seen for some of these OSAs, where we've seen like 5 attachments on some.
Yeah, and he's going to go with the iron sights as well. We see a lot of players up to do that with the OSA. Personally, I like the way the iron sights look in this game. I like the iron sights on most of the weapons. You see, okay, going to try and go make a play for that bottom market hill, but he's going to get taken out. But with 5 seconds left, you're going to see Luminosity just push straight past it and try and get over towards Grave, as that's where the new hardpoint's going to pop up. They're actually spawning quite far away from it, so Luminosity needs to be careful here not to give a ton of time to United.
Well, let's take a look at them trying to push in. Accuracy gets 1 with that Trinity, but ends up killing a teammate as well. Legal's had to wrap back to try and help out. Does find 1. Tries to spin on the pressure coming from Market. Isn't able to shut that down. But Accuracy inside Grave, able to pick up a couple kills. Now remember, this is where Saints and LG kind of took control last time we were through. But now halfway in, Eunited is taking the lead, and they are putting a stomping on here at Cathedral.
Yeah, and United's done a fantastic job locking down this hardpoint, just like they did that first broken hill, our first rotation of hardpoints. And you see the spawns coming in for Luminosity. They are not together. They're splitting up. You see it's going to be Saints trying to attack the hardpoint on your mini-map. The rest of them are going to rotate. It just seems like Luminosity, things falling apart a little bit here late.
Well, let's see if they can bring it back. Classic trying to find a kill. He didn't find a single hit marker, I don't think. Bit of a whirlwind there as he was trying to push through, but these are the 2 hardpoints. We've really got to make a play. You need time in Cathedral and time over here at Broken. Slack trying to break in, is able to find 1. He's going to be opting to go with the red dot there, but will drop from a teammate actually coming in.
Yeah, he actually gets team killed there, and that is unfortunate because that would have actually given full control of the hardpoint to Luminosity. I was going to say it was a little bit reckless of Slack to try and challenge that, but it was a one-on-one gunfight. He's able to win it. Usually there's more players obviously inside the hardpoint for United, but that could have been dangerous as United now gets control of this back broken area. They're looking to take this game.
Now they break in for a second here at least. LG trying to rack up some time, but there's only 20 seconds or so left. So this is back-to-back rough hard points for LG. So, and the slaying, look, you've seen how it shifted, right? They were all basically positive. It's now taking a back seat to Legal. Let's go over to him. He's 31 and 20, and he was the one carrying the load early. He's certainly the one doing it now. Well, he's still the only one positive.
Well, Accuracy has really kind of turned things up here in the second half, and same with Silly. Like, they're not accuracy is even, and Silly is obviously -5.
And Pac-Man was
they've
4 and
definitely brought it
16.
back together. Yeah, and Pac-Man as well.
So he was, what, 4 and 16, now 19 and 29, so he's gone right around even maybe a little bit positive ever since we kind of called him out.
Well, I mean, that's all they needed, right? I mean, you can't just have one person going that negative in a respawn game where if he puts up the numbers around even, that's all you're really asking for. Something that just doesn't hurt your team. You know Pac-Man's going to make smart plays.
Well, it's starting to wind down, but now LG bringing it back here, locking down Hotel, getting a significant amount of time, checking the back door. Teammate there, that's Classic picking up both. Classic drops, but he was on a 4 streak. The streak continuing up for Slack as he's pushed it out 3. And we may have another lead change. They keep going here. The wall bangs are on point like that, but he's only got 26 bullets left. Can he use them wisely? Not able to do it and pick up that rewind.
Yeah, and it's going to be about 7 seconds left on the hard point. You see it's going to be Eunited set up over by the bridge. So it's going to be Luminosity taking the rest of this time. I think that's a smart play. As the bridge, I feel like you can break this hard point rather easily.
Well, let's see if they can do it easily now. Trying to fly in. They find a couple of kills. Traded out, so kind of a 2 for 2. But the early rotation doesn't do a whole lot, right? For Eunited, they don't pick up a ton of time, but Eunited trying to close things out. The bombardment coming in, accuracy finding one as he drops it on broken side. Actually ends up finding a second. Pac-Man picks up the third, and this is going to be a really good chunk of time. That was a really good use there of that kill streak.
Yeah, and I love what Eunited is doing. You had Legal push all the way up into the front part of the hard point. They're just putting a lot of aggression on the side of LG, not giving them space to get close, to try and make a play at range with the assault rifles. And here you see Silly. He's going to bust out the claw. He's able to get one. Just such a devastating weapon. He's able to get a second. He has 2 more players flying over the top, not able to pick either of them up. But Eunited only 3 points away from stealing map number 1.
I told you, I mean, they played FaZe tough in a couple hard points. There were some blowouts, but FaZe probably the best team to go up against in hard point right now, as I think they had the most time into it, and they were doing a good job playing them on a consistent basis. But now we've got a new hard point. Here we're going to be at Lower Street. The kills being traded out. Accuracy trying to get in, and there they're going to shut it down. Eunited 250 to 223. Are you a little bit surprised?
A little bit surprised. I'm kind of shocked, to be honest with you. I did not expect to see that happen. Luminosity comes into this match a heavy favorite. Eunited a late addition because Splice can't make it out, and they take map number 1. The guys on LG just looked absolutely stunned right now.
And especially how it started. Remember, it looked like all LG, plus 15 or so in the sliding department, making things look easy. And then, like you said, when accuracy turned up a little bit, when Pac-Man started to not shoot like a bot and started to get involved in the gameplay, they brought it back. Yeah,
it was really, they all started to come alive at United in the second half, and it was a good job for Isili. It's really kind of important to highlight him. That actually kept them in it the first portion of the game. It's like he finishes like -1. You see Legal actually finish like 38-27.
Legal was a big part why they ran it early too, yeah.
Yeah, Legal and Silly, though, kept them in it early, and then I feel like Pac-Man and Accuracy played very well in the second half.
Well, they step it up big time. Pac-Man was -12 at one point. He ends up -12, so basically plays even over the course, the second half of that game, which is big. And like you said, accuracy coming back, and also gets 2 minutes in the hard point. So solid stuff there. We're going to be going to throwback search and destroy next. And here, I don't know. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of search. We haven't. I mean, we can talk about pedigree of players in that particular game mode, but no one really. They don't spend much time.
I feel like search in this game is like a wild card, like at least this early, just because teams like they haven't been playing wagers. They haven't really been playing like 4v4 S&D with their full squad. Yeah. So I feel like they kind of have ideas of, something works, they've tried something that works, or seen something that works, but they don't actually know how to like coordinate it until we get into the game.
Trade kills effectively for now is sort of how it plays out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Fly and trade. So we'll see how things break down.
Did you change your teams? Because this is an issue you had all of last year where you didn't change the teams.
Oh, am I supposed to right now?
Yep, you are.
Thank you. Yeah, if you would not have reminded me, I 100% would not have. Oh, it's every single game. That I might be able to remember.
Yep, there you go.
You've always been good at reminding me.
It's an easy way to remember. You have to do it every time.
That I think I can do here. I'm going to forget my next one for sure.
Yeah, probably.
But we're seeing accuracy there. They get the first game, swapping over to Slack. He's got a little grin on his face. I think maybe I'm sure they feel they should not have lost that game. That was thrown away to some degree. They should have taken that.
Maybe they let their foot off the gas a little bit, but still, it's a game they shouldn't lose. Like if they're gonna be a team that's gonna contend with like your Envies, your Optics, your Phases throughout the year. It's like you need to be better than that. You need to put teams away when you have those big leads.
Yeah, a lot of times that's what separates a great team from a good team. Just putting people away when you get that big advantage and shutting it down. It's a problem we saw for a lot of top 8 teams last year that couldn't really close out modes. They need to bring it back here.
It's the difference between top 8 teams.